the CompTIA A+ worth your time, and will it help you get a job in IT? And in this video, I'm gonna go over just that. I actually do have my CompTIA A+. You can hear the credentials, you can go check it out if it's legit or not. I'm gonna go over my thoughts on it, and I'm also gonna go over the best place to start when studying for the CompTIA A+, what it teaches you, and stay to the end because I'm also gonna go over some variables that will help you land a job that is beyond just an IT certificate, because it's not just about certificates, it's actually about knowledge. The CompTIA A+ is a fantastic entry-level IT cert. I am not saying that you should not get it. I'm not saying that it is useless. It's actually a great resource to learn a very broad view of what IT is. You're gonna learn how to baseline security, IT policies, you're gonna learn about hardware, you're gonna learn about the cloud and basics of networking and customer service and operating systems and the basics of how a CPU works, and how to configure a PC and troubleshoot it. And all of these things you are going to need to know. The con to the A+, and probably the biggest difficulty that I personally had, was that it was so much information and so broad and detailed that I hated it. Honestly, if the CompTIA A+ was all I knew about IT and it was my first step into the field, at that point I already had a job, so it was all right. I would have not have joined in the IT field. I would have been like, no, I hate this. I don't like hardware, and it's an extremely detailed test. It's just overwhelming. So if you're like me, then it's an overwhelming place to start if you're new to the field. You do need to know that knowledge, and that is why I suggest the Google IT Support Certificate, and the link is below in the description. And I suggest this because it is extremely well laid out. If you're easily distracted like myself, it's easy to follow along. They have projects, reading resources, amazing production quality, diversity of people teaching the topics. The link is below in the description if you want to start now. It should take you 1 to 2 months to complete. I know Google says 6 months, but many people have told me 1 to 2 months, and people have told me that they have gotten jobs from that. So it's not just about the cybersecurity certificate, it's also how well you can sell and market your services to an employer. Is it worth it? Will the CompTIA A+ get you a job? The answer is yes, but it is only a very small factor in many variables. Comment, like, and subscribe as you pay me in your likes and appreciation and approval. So smash that like button. And some pros to the CompTIA A+ is it's very broad and does teach you a lot of the basics. Number 2, it is HR approved. A lot of human resources really like this test. So that is another pro. Number 3, there are tons of training material to help you do this for an affordable price. I think Professor Messer has a lot of really good material. That's who I use. He teaches really well. He's just a pro at these CompTIA tests. So check him out, very affordable. I think Mike Myers also has one, and Daryl Gibson has a good book. I also have a video on how to pass the CompTIA A+, because how you study, your studying strategy is also very important in passing in the quickest amount of time. Now, some cons to why it won't get you a job, and I'm gonna go over some factors that you need to know about, otherwise you're going to completely fail. So make sure and watch carefully because you need to know about these. The first one is that your resume needs to be good and reflect actual projects and experience that you have. If an HR recruiter just sees you have the CompTIA A+ and then you have nothing else, they're probably going to overlook your resume. So you really need to make your resume crafted towards an IT job. And remember, you're trying to get through the applicant tracking system, HR, the hiring manager, and the technical team. Writing a resume is an art form, and almost every video I have seen on resume writing is awful. The next one is you lack technical knowledge. And you may be like, well, I just passed the CompTIA Security Plus. Shouldn't I have technical knowledge? The answer is no. In order to really learn something, you need to apply it. And that's why I like the Google IT Support Certificate so much, because it has you apply the knowledge that you're learning as you go along. Link is below in the description. So if you just mindlessly watch Professor Messer video after video, that doesn't mean that you actually learned it or that you know the material, and you might fail a technical interview. Making sure you're doing labs on what you're learning and making sure you're solidifying your knowledge by actually getting your hands dirty is really important when learning technical skills. Passing a cybersecurity certificate is not going to be your only answer to finding a job. My next reason you're not going to get a job with the CompTIA A+ is you don't have any online branding. And what I mean by that is that people like when they can see you, when they get a feel for you, whether that's in a blog, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Choose one of these medias and then really just go deep into it. For instance, if you look at my Twitter, I have like 5 followers. Get on one media and then really make yourself an expert in that. And the best way also, learn is also to teach other people. Teaching other people, whether that through documentation, through video, through different LinkedIn tweets and things of that sort, will really help you in the long run. The next reason is your lack of experience. And there are different ways that you can get experience in tech without a job. Number 1 is building a portfolio. Number 2 is like volunteer experience. You could join the National Guard as an IT specialist. You could join the Air National Guard, which is the best hidden secret. There are tons of different avenues for this. You could create documentation on various procedures. Just when doing IT, make sure you don't do anything where you could destroy someone's computer and life and memories, because that will happen. Everyone has imaged a computer without backing up the data. If you're watching this, I know you have done that. And you put these on your resume. The next reason you're not gonna get a job with the CompTIA Security Plus is you don't have work ethic. And now we're all guilty of just kind of being lazy, not posting for a month because you're just off doing who knows what. We all could improve on our work ethic and being consistent in the things we're doing. So you have to show up daily, whether that be for 1 hour, 2 hours, every single day, and it will pay off over time. A really good book to read is Atomic Habits, and it just talks about getting 1% better every day, which makes it just not overwhelming, because I get overwhelmed pretty easily, and if you do too, then you might really like that. My next one is you lack customer service skills, and this one can be kind of hard because a lot of people who are rude don't know that they're rude. What is your tonality when you speak to people? Or do you have a belief people are dumb? Because I guarantee you that will show in your interview. The next one is you don't have a network of people. I would go out and network right now by leaving a comment below in the description. That's the best way to start networking, because you do get jobs from people you know, because it goes back to the online branding one. People like to hire who they know. It's not just about technical skills, it's also about who you are as a person, and if you're a culture fit, and if you have a toxic personality. Hiring managers are very scared of this because one toxic person could definitely just ruin the entire team dynamics, and then nobody does any work. Next reason you may not be getting a job is that you don't have interview skills. Selling your services is a sales and marketing pitch about why you're the best person for that job. If you don't know sales and marketing, it might be beneficial to learn the basics of that. Just because it will help you sell yourself. And that's what you need to do in an interview. Remember, it's not just about technical ability, it's about you being the best person for that job, and you can even outbeat people with more experience than you if you're very good at sales and marketing. My next one is that your location may not be good in getting an information technology job. When I say that, if you're in rural, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and you need to get your first job and remote jobs aren't working out for you, maybe you could take a in-person job, you know, going to an office. I don't even remember what they're called anymore. And then once you get that experience, you can get a remote job. I don't know anyone who would go back to an office after being remote in IT, so there are probably plenty of jobs that are desperate for you if they're not offering remote work. My last and final reason is that you are giving up too soon. Don't give up. Like, you're going to face rejection. I faced rejection. You're going to get those little emails that say we've moved on and found a better candidate that wasn't you. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all part of the game. There is an employer out there that will be perfect for you. And so don't give up, move on, keep hoping, keep your positive attitude, and I can, I will, I dare, I do, right? And if you want to start your IT career right now, I suggest doing the Google IT Support Certificate, which has partnered with CompTIA A+, and you do get this cool looking badge if you get both of them. And I find the Google IT Support Certificate to be easily digestible, have a great structure and does help you prepare for the Google IT support certificate in a beginner-friendly way. That's all I can say. It's just beginner-friendly. So make sure to check that out in the link below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.